Chappell Roan is what I would call a marketing genius, and everything that she's doing right now is truly a masterclass in branding. If you don't know who she is, that wouldn't be surprising, because if you look at Google Trends and her name, she just shot up to fame in the last 6 months to a year. And part of that is because celebrities and public figures like Kamala are using her songs, but there's one other thing that she does so well. She's played in Chicago the last 2 nights. This was her crowd at Lollapalooza, and she gets a ton of press coverage for her branding. On Thursday, she showed up to her concert dressed as Marie Antoinette, but at Lollapalooza, she did something really cool. She actually hired weightlifters and the strongest woman in North America to perform with her on stage as part of her brand. For every theme that she does, her band is like always dressed up with her, and you never know what to expect. And this is what makes her brand so irresistible. She's incredibly creative, but when she performs, everyone is always looking to see, what is she gonna wear? How is she gonna show up?
A few moments later.
Over the last 24 hours, Chappell Roan has been catching all the heat over her hinterland outfit, with some accusing her of sexualizing nuns, and boy are people off their rockers about it. This week, Chappell Roan debuted a nun look. That's right, she dressed up as a nun for Hinterland Music Festival, and my god, has this sparked a controversy online. So for starters, here were just some of the videos of her entrance that were going absolutely viral all over TikTok. This person said, "Chappell Roan in a nun fit was not on my 2024 bingo card." Now the uproar started when this video went viral. This TikToker was extremely appalled about it, and they posted their reaction saying, "Seeing Chappell in that nun costume sent me over the edge, because why are people still sexualizing nuns?" Bringing up the argument, not everyone cares about religion, you can still show respect to the ones who do. Same with the Halloween costumes and wearing crosses, because they're aesthetic. You are weird. This Twitter user quote tweeted it and said, "Here it comes, y'all." The tweet was going absolutely viral, got over 3 million views and 70,000 likes. And here's where other people started chiming in, giving their take on why they think this was wrong or not wrong, because both ends of the spectrum had a lot to say. On one hand, you had people agreeing with the original TikTok user who made this video, saying things like, "People always criticize nun costumes, but now it's okay. Personally, couldn't care less, but the switch up is crazy," because there were a lot of people that were defending Chappell's costume, saying how they saw nothing wrong with it because of this. Those of you complaining about Chappell's iconic phenomenon look obviously have not grown up hearing how nuns abuse your relatives in school. Maybe if the church wanted us to view nuns as innocent/holy, they would have condemned hitting kids, not to mention residential schools. And guys, this wasn't just one person speaking out about how they thought this was offensive to Christians all around the world. People were saying things like, "It's so normalized as well, like every Halloween." TFW, one of your favorite artists, dresses up as a nun. They literally vow to never do stuff like that. What the F is wrong with you? Other people were also interpreting that she was just cosplaying as a nun character, the Flying Nun, and that it was not as serious as some people were making it out to be. Also calling those that were calling her out, labeling them as sensitive for taking this way too far. You had a bunch of people jumping in the comments, defending this TikToker as well. Also, the lesbian nun is an old trope for a reason. A lot of women chose the convent over marriage because being a nun was more freeing. So doing phenomenon nun in a nun costume is funny and clever. My dad used to be left-handed, but the nuns beat him until he only wrote with his right hand. People need to remember how awful Catholicism and Christianity are and how many atrocities they enact. This user said, "The nuns in Ireland made millions stealing babies to sell. They can step off being offended." But it doesn't end here, you guys. You still had hundreds of people being offended and just flabbergasted that this was even a thing. This user on Reddit said, "As a Christian queer, I am really disappointed in Chappell Roan and now feel no longer safe within her community." And I will say there were tons of people clapping back at those that were expressing how they were offended, how they were no longer going to be supporting Chappell. This person said, "Chappell has no obligation to appeal to or support religious groups. With regards to the costume versus hijab, it is well within her rights to subvert or satirize her own culture. It would not be appropriate for her to do that with any culture she was not raised in. Chappell isn't a role model. She's a musician. don't put your moral stock or worship into celebrities or people you don't know. It's not healthy. So just to level set, you don't feel safe because an artist dressed as a Catholic nun, which is not part of your religious tradition, but is a tradition that is at the core of the current fascist persecution of queer people of every type. Now the thing is, Chapelle has expressed in the past that she isn't really all that religious. In an interview with Vanity Fair last September, they asked her about her relationship with religion, and she said, "I feel like it's evolving. I don't identify with the Christian church anymore right now, but I'm really glad that I was part of that community because I understand them. I understand that perspective. I know where they're coming from. I have a different understanding when it comes to really confusing things that most people are like, what the F?" And also, earlier this year, in an interview with Capital Buzz, Chapelle broke down the meaning behind some of her songs and also talked about where she stands with the idea of being morally perfect as an artist, which ties back to this whole situation right here. And she further elaborated, saying how she doesn't feel the need to be on this moral high ground when it comes to things like religion, for example.
Do you ever feel pressure as an artist to be like morally perfect in your music?
No, I don't think any artist should. Like, otherwise, like, be a politician. You know what I mean? And that they're not even morally ethic. Like,
No.
What the hell? That's a horrible. Be a what job is morally ethic? I don't fucking know. A Not even. Not even a doctor.
Like MJ Doctor, they
No, yeah, exactly. Literally.
She also talked about her background with her parents growing up and how she did grow up in a conservative family.
Well, Hot to Go as well, your grandparents are in this video.
Yes.
Are they aware of what the song's about?
I think so, and I just think they ignore it. I think that's how they, I mean, that's what you do in the Midwest. It's like, it's very much, oh, you know, Kaylee's dating a girl, but it's really just like her friend, or like you just kind of ignore it. You don't really ask any questions. I kind of feel like my family is like that with my entire project. Like, I highly doubt my grandparents listen to Casual, you know what I mean, or Red Wine Supernova. Like, really, I think Hot to Go is pretty tame
In comparison, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they were down, though, and it's very sweet. They're very conservative, like highly Republican. So,
But Hot to Go?
but they're hot to go.
Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about all this back and forth in the comments down below. What's your thoughts on people that found this offensive? And what's your thoughts on people bringing up the history behind this? And also defending Chapelle from all of those who found what she did to be wrong. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to know. I love you guys so much. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.